Nothing spreads faster on the internet than fear. But that is not entirely a bad thing. Over the past few decades, horror media has found a home in the void of addictive consumption known as the internet. This content feeds on word of mouth and sensationalism, much like urban legends. Typed out narratives are housed on forum sites like 4chan and Reddit, while video series and films are platformed on YouTube, TikTok, and other audio-visual sites. Interestingly, the audience of such media skews unmistakably young. The taboo veil of such content delivered on a shiny social media platter present children that grew up alongside the internet with a harsh, unfiltered introduction into difficult subject matter, disturbing imagery, and enough boogeyman figures to last a lifetime. Over the years, creepypasta has developed its own style, taking inspiration from technological nostalgia and found footage. There is a distinct interest in lost media, the uncanny valley, and memories. As with most horror narratives, the content is dark. Death, murder, suicide, bullying, cannibalism, mental illness, and the apocalypse are common launching points. Particular visual techniques have further categorized this content, with the best-known style being analog horror. Analog relies on the look of older technology and often utilizes a found footage narrative style to tell their story. News broadcasts, training tapes, safety videos, and government messages are recognizable templates that are commonly used. The category provides a static, suspenseful, truthful feel to the story. Gross nostalgia is the best way to describe media that uses childhood imagery or characters juxtaposed with grotesque situations. Childhood memories are tainted with adulthood realities in series like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, The Urban Legend of Candle Cove, The Rumor of Lavender Town Syndrome, and The Story of Ben Drowned, as well as many others. This is a trend now seen in mainstream horror as characters like Pooh Bear and the Banana Splits get turned into bloodthirsty killers in their own feature-length films. The internet provides a great launching point for content to be discovered and paid proper attention to by the right audiences. Over on platforms like TikTok, works like Possibly in Michigan and the Mandela Catalog are used in popular trends, which end up driving more viewers to the source material. Recent films like Skinamarink and We're All Going to the World's Fair are unmistakably utilizing the techniques of this subgenre, such as the analog appearances of the films, the use of the uncanny valley to alter the appearance of human characters, or the simple concept of horror challenges that were popular in the 2010s. Similarly, the internet-based series Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared recently released the first season of its new TV show in 2022. Slender Man, an original character dating back to 2009, was given his own horror film in 2018. The techniques work, the people are engaged. So, who exactly consumes this media?
When I first learned about creepypasta, I was probably like 8 or 9, very young.
My best friend in middle school sent me, I want to say it was a Slender Man fanfiction, and that was actually my first introduction to fanfiction as well. And I just loved books and I loved stories, and I didn't really think much of it, but it kind of drew me in.
The first time I encountered pasta, I was definitely a lot younger and watching like YouTube videos and stories.
I definitely at some points thought that they were real. Like stuff like the Rake or Slender Man seemed very real to me. Maybe because I was a kid, also I think I'm just kind of gullible, so.
It seemed a little goofy, kind of, but like, it was so interesting, and just like seeing this and like it being photoshopped in real life and everything, and like the story behind it and the concept of there's gonna be, if I'm in the forest, there's gonna be some guy chasing me if I don't get 8 pages. Just like the excitement was very interesting, and I was very drawn to it. A part of me wanted it to be real, but deep down I was like, that's not real.
My mom bought a book for my daughter, who was a very young child, and it was my daughter loved horror stuff, and I am not a horror fan, so I can't relate. But my mom bought her this book, and it was absolutely like I was like, I'm not gonna let her read it until I read it, because that's what parents do, right? So I read it, and I read like 2 stories, and I was mortified. I was like, no, she can't do that.
I always had like the understanding that they weren't true, but that didn't stop me from being like irrationally scared in the shower or in my bed at night looking at my closet.
I don't remember what YouTubers I watched. I just remember specifically watching like Pokemon creepypastas.
A large connection between this content and its audiences are influencers. YouTubers, especially, play a large role in the distribution of this media. Because there are limited filters and basically no rating system like there are for movies, all they need to see this content is access to the internet, which in this day and age is freely granted. My friend introduced me to a channel called Venturian Tales, and they did a bunch of creepypasta Gary Mod videos about like creepypasta high school. But also, like, if I saw a top 10 scariest YouTube video list, I would absolutely go down the list and watch them just to, I guess, challenge myself.
There were 2 reasons I didn't do it directly. First of all, I was young and didn't feel like going out and finding the original stories. I just enjoyed other people talking about it more. I didn't want to read. But if it was a video game or if someone talking about it, I'm sitting, I'm watching.
In terms of directly or indirectly, I definitely think that it was more direct. There were some times where it was accidental, but I think I definitely sought it out.
Something I really liked was there was like this period of time where YouTubers would tell like scary stories about it, and they'd either like animate stories or just like talk about it, and I was really into that.
And just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not great. I think it's wonderful that people get involved in it and can do it. I can't watch it because I am like, I have too much excitement in my life, but this is wonderful.
The more that these young viewers consume this scary content, the more of this content YouTubers will create. This generates a pipeline of disturbing themes and images right to the screens of children. Whether it be the taboo feel of the media, a natural macabre curiosity, or some other uncovered reason, some children are going to want to engage with this content. And the internet, with all of its algorithms and sponsors, is more than happy to provide. Internet horror is nearly as old as the internet itself, evolving and gaining permanence at a similar rate. The techniques, characters, and reputation of this subgenre influence the consumers that grew up alongside it. As a new generation of creators enter the entertainment industry, the vestiges of creepypasta come along with them. This media is hardly going anywhere. For as long as there are people looking to be scared, there will be people willing to scare.
Never seen again.
She freaking
I'm gonna go home now. Oh.